to make you more speechless, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
Somewhere.
Because literally, I could go down a road that I don't think a lot of people want to hear.
All right. Well, go ahead with your story.
I am a conspiracy Noahist. I've been a conspiracy Noahist for... Oh, you want me to go with the... okay. Anyway, but I believe that he was murdered by Courtney. I believe that she knew about it. I think she drugged him. And I think he made a sacrifice with the Illuminati. He became a sacrifice.
Okay, that's way out in left field.
That is way out in the Noah's land.
Yeah, it's weird. But, you know, you got to remember, Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins was dating Courtney Love at the time.
Yeah.
You know, and they were weird. I mean, come on, they were weird, right?
Right.
But listen to this. The Reach Out to Asia, I believe is that the Jeff Beck guitar?
I think so.
Is it? That one for $2.7 million.
Wow.
John Lennon's 1962 Gibson J160E.
Probably the high.
No, $2.4 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Jimi Hendrix. Now, this is what I thought would go for more. But literally, the most expensive guitar sold so far is Kurt Cobain's acoustic guitar for $6 million. Jimi Hendrix, 1968 Fender Stratocaster, $2 million. How about Jerry Garcia? Nobody even talks about Jerry Garcia anymore. Kind of makes me feel bad, right?
Yeah, I know. And they were a good band.
Well, Jerry Garcia's Wolf guitar for $1.9 million. Bob Marley, Washburn 22 Series Hawk, and I had one of these, not his, obviously. $1.2 million.
Wow.
There was a 1958 Gibson Carina Explorer. Now, this one was a prototype, so that's why it was so expensive. Went for $1.1 million. Keith Richards, 1959 Les Paul. Now, I'd love to have that guitar.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one of the greatest bands of all time.
Yeah, freaking awesome, amazing. That went for $1 million.
Wow.
Bob Dylan. Can you do a Bob Dylan impersonation?
I don't know if I can't hold. I will try because I'm old. You will.
Johnny's cooking up the medicine, selling it in the basement. Yeah. Well, Bob Dylan's 1964 Fender Stratocaster went for $965,000.
Oh, wow.
And out of all of these guitars, the one I want the most. Now, I really like the Keith Richards 59 Les Paul. But you want to talk about iconic and you want to talk about that creamy, smooth sound? Eric Clapton's Blackie.
Oh.
And listen, I would have thought, being a guitar player myself, I would have thought, okay, Eric Clapton's Blackie probably has more historical significance than any of these that are up here, right?
Except Jimmy.
Yeah, except Jimmy, but you got to understand.
They both argued back and forth who was the best.
Right. Well, Eric Clapton's.
Of course, I think Hendrix was. That's just.
Well, I think Jimmy Page was.
Wrong Jimmy, huh?
But it only went for $959,000. What do you think of that?
I'm shocked because I figured that would be like 10 million range or 11 million.
Me too. But the most expensive guitar sold so far is Kurt Cobain's acoustic guitar, which doesn't make any sense.
No.
And I thought we'd talk about this today. We got to be delicate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you feel like we need to be delicate sometimes?
Sometimes. Sound like you're trying to reel something in.
Well, it's just like a tornado.
Reel it in, Hans.
I've got this article, and it says, female circus performers.
Yeah.
Overcoming the odds and redefining beauty. Now, it was, strange things and oddities back in the day. They were a little bit different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they had a woman that was in the circus that had 2 vaginas at one time.
Yeah, they had the bearded lady trapeze artist.
Bearded lady. They had...
Everybody was grabbing a hold of her beard when she would do a flip or something.
Right, well, like the strongest woman in the world. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
So anyways, Ripley's is celebrating redefining beauty. And the very first one is Annie Jones, the bearded lady. Audiences flock to Annie Jones exhibitions to see the firsthand so-called Esau woman. Esau referred to the iconic hairy character of the Bible. But music talent and charming personality cinched her reputation as the most celebrated bearded lady of her day. From infancy, she sported a slight beard that thickened as she grew. Her developing facial hair soon caught the attention of P.T. Barnum. He negotiated a deal with Joan's parents to showcase the toddler for $150 a week in the late 1860s.
Wow. I did want to add a little something to the P.T. Barnum, but that was the longest running circus. We know that, right?
Right.
And a lot of people think it went under and they went out of business. I come to find out that they restarted back up, Hans.
Really? Where'd they start back up at?
Congress.
Oh, I had to get that down. That was that vitamin C stuff I have every morning. Yeah. Well, Barnum and Bailey Circus, do you know where they started?
I'm not sure.
Delavan, Wisconsin.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. They got a brick street, and they got like a museum there for P.T. Barnum and Bailey. And the story, the folklore of the area was that their circus elephants, and it's actually true, their circus elephants were walking across the lake and fell through the ice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they had some elephants die in Lake Delavan, Wisconsin. Pretty weird. Weird. And then on the other side of the lake, Lake Lawn Lodge is famous because in 1909, they uncovered skeletons of...
the woolly mammoth.
No, huge people. They said that the skulls that they did was... they were the size of 3 bushels.
Wow.
The skulls. They were like 9 feet tall, yeah. It was kind of weird. So, we'll celebrate the bearded lady. I mean, way before its time. Imagine today. I guess you couldn't do this. You couldn't do this type of show today, could you?
What's that?
No, having a bearded lady or conjoined twins.
It would probably fit into today's society.
Yeah, and $150 back in 1860. $150 a week. Do you know how much money that was?
That was a lot of money back then.
Yeah. Well, then there was the Hilton sisters, and I'm not talking about Paris.
No.
Although other bearded ladies were exhibited at circuses worldwide, none of them achieved the success of Annie Jones. However, the Hilton sisters were conjoined twins. Born to an unmarried bar wench in 1908, the English twins were adopted by Mary Hilton, the midwife who attended their birth. Mary taught them to play musical instruments and sing, putting them on their first circus stage at the tender age of 3.
Right.
The education paid off, and by the time the twins reached adulthood, they ranked among the highest paid talents in vaudeville, pulling in thousands of dollars per week. They would even go on to grace a silver screen, most notably in Todd Browning's cult classics Freaks in 1932.
Right. I was reading Jack Alexander.
Yeah, that's how I started laughing at too. How about Kitty Smith? She was an armless dynamo. She did everything. She could type with her toes. I hope she had some long toes.
Yeah, no kidding.
I guess she could do everything. It says, unlike the other performance on this list, Kitty Smith's unique feature was not congenital. Instead, it resulted from a savage, heartless episode of child abuse. At the age of 9 or 10, she refused to make dinner for her drunk father. In retaliation, he held her arms over a lit stove until they sustained such severe burns they required amputation. The cruelty of his act went unpunished because of lack of evidence, and Smith became a ward of the state. Her story came to Dr. F.M. Gregg's attention, who decided to help the abuse survivor by taking up an educational fund in her name. The fund paid for specialized staff who taught her how to lead a rich and full life without arms, using only her feet. She learned how to write, embroider, paint, and even play piano with her toes. After catching the interest of Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, she joined the crew, regaling audiences with her impressive bipedal talents. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's really sad, but awesome. Conquering
the
unconquerable, right?
Yeah.
And then
never giving up.
No, this is somebody that I could see you dating. Her name was Betty Lou Williams.
Yeah.
And she was born in 1932 to a large family of sharecroppers. Betty Lou Williams, a.k.a. Lily B. Williams, rose from obscurity to great wealth as the highest paid human oddity in history. The youngest of 12 children, Williams gained fame for the parasitic twin whose 2 legs and arm hung suspended from her abdomen. Wow. By the age of 2, she earned $250 per week on exhibition at the Ripley's Believe It or Not auditorium at the Chicago World's Fair. What do you think of that?
That's weird.
So do you think we should be celebrating this? I mean, I'm celebrating the conquering of their lives and what they were able to do with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, certainly.
I don't know. I
think they didn't let life beat them down. That's for sure.
Right. And they took charge and they made something great of themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they could have gave up easily.
Well, they could have gave up, and with everybody telling them that, hey, it's kind of like this. They didn't let themselves be the victim. They conquered
their own inside fears.
Exactly. Well, and they just refused to be the victim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They refused it.
Like the victim players we have today.
Yeah. Victimhood is never in the same room as success. It just doesn't happen. It is what it is.
They just don't counteract.
Right. So, I thought this joke was funny, and I think this is a great way to end the show.
Remember, we got an extra 5 minutes.
Oh, we do. We do.
Because Spreaker screwed with our live at the beginning, and they did not want us to go live.
Yeah, twice. Yeah. Shut it up.
We were starting to worry. I was starting to panic a little bit. I thought we were going to have to go on YouTube live or something.
Yeah, I don't panic.
I don't
panic. I think we're going to be doing that. And Ops Lens, too. Ron Hammond sent a thing. We're ready to go Monday. If we want morning crankers on Ops Lens, we can go on. Awesome. So I'm thinking Monday, right?
Right. Why not? Let's do this.
He's got this really cool thing that's going around. We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Ops Lens. It's pretty neat. Awesome. So look forward to that tomorrow. Remember, folks, 9 a.m. Spreaker. That's Spreaker.com/show/morning crankers.
That's right.
Now, I know people said, can you slow down a little bit? So let me do this again. Spreaker.com/show/morning crankers. It's that simple.
Yep.
Okay, listen. Third person joke. This morning at about 7:45, I was in a long line at a grocery store that opens at 8 a.m. for senior citizens only. A young man came from the back parking lot and tried to cut in front of the line, but an old lady beat him back in the parking lot with her cane. He returned and tried to cut in again, but an old man punched him straight in the face, then kicked him in the gut, and the guy rolled down the street. As he approached the line for the third time, he said, "Look, if you don't let me unlock the door, you guys are never getting in there."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. My girlfriend recently broke up with me for being too un-American. I told her, I said, I saw it coming from a kilometer away. All right. There's a new thing right now. It's called calendar vandalism. Have you heard about it?
I've heard about it.
Well, someone removed the 5th month from all of my freaking calendars.
Did they really?
I'm really dismayed.
I am too, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you're really going to be lost.
When you live alone, the only thing that wakes you up faster than a cold toilet seat is a warm one.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That is fact.
Hey, it is what it is. What do you got? What do I got?
I got no stories today, guys. I did the jokes last week.
The jokes,
But our other contestant that won, she wasn't on here, so I didn't get to say the joke. But maybe she'll be on tomorrow's show when we can ask her.
Well, I think she will be. She's doing a lot of important stuff. I mean, you were here. You know what's going on.
There's a ton of stuff.
There is a new network coming. And not a little network. Not a network like I've ever been on before.
No.
Like would you call it a mega? Would it be a mega?
Mega, yeah. That's about the best.
A mega network?
It's about the best thing I can describe, folks. I have never heard of anything like it until the other day.
Well,
it's coming.
It's such a big mega network that it may bring people out of retirement.
Yeah.
Like Jim Lockwood.
Yeah.
I was on the phone with Jim.
Right.